Well, today is Monday. It's been a week. I went back to work today. My husband came out this morning and he's been out here at the property all day, actually cleaning up some of the branches and the limbs and things like that, trying to get the property cleaned up so that he can get the lawnmower out. I'm going to go out here. We planted pumpkin seeds, and I'm going to go out here and see if anything's growing. But we got our well fixed, so I've got water coming out of this spigot here. I need to take those cedar trees down, but I'll do that at some point. And let's see if we got any pumpkin seeds coming up. All I did was throw the seeds out and then just covered them up a little bit. Nothing special. Let's see if I can find a few. Hopefully we've got some pumpkin seeds, little sprouts coming up. I don't see anything yet. It's only been a week, so there's you can see a few seeds just sitting on top. Obviously those are not gonna sprout. Oh, there's one right there. You can see that. There's one right there. Okay. There's one over there. I'm seeing a few coming up. That's pretty cool. So if we can keep the deer out of it. I also planted these lilies and a gardenia, I believe it is. And they are doing really, really good. I'll have to tell you all that story. The bulbs actually came from my mom and dad's funeral. They both passed away, I don't know, 17 months of each other, I believe, back in 2021 and 2022. They were in their mid-70s. They both died of cancer, but, they lived a long, good, healthy life up until then. And at each of the services, somebody had given me a lily plant. And so I took the lily plants and put them, I put the bulbs, the plants actually planted them in an old tire at our old house 20 years ago, before I met my husband. And, it's been longer than 20 years now. This is 2025. Anyway, they came up, and when my husband and I moved up here, we dug it out of the old tractor tire, and the bulbs had grown so much together that they were the size of about a soccer ball. They were quite big. So I didn't know what to do with them, and we brought them up to where we live now, and we just dug a hole about twice the size of the soccer ball and dropped them in, covered them up. And every year they came back. They get a little over, I want to say, they get taller than me, and I'm 5'6", but they put off I think Kyle said it was over 100 blooms last year. So every year it gets more and more and more blooms. So last fall, we actually dug up the bulbs and I separated them, and I wound up with a little over, I want to say about 50 individual, I'm not going to say individual bulbs, but about 50 sets. And this is some of them right here. I've still got some in my greenhouse that I'm trying to see if they'll, produce for me. I've given a few away to some close friends of mine. Still have a couple more to give away. And I planted several of them right here next to Max's gravesite. So I'm really impressed. I mean, they're kind of sentimental to me because, like I said, they came from my mom and dad's funeral services. So anyway, there's that. I'm going to get off that. Anyway, but I think Max's little cemetery is coming together, looking so good. A friend of mine's going to do a little headstone for him made out of wood that we can put on top of the cross. So, anyway, I think up here, Kyle and I were talking about it, and I think what we're going to do on this little old RV pad where the water spigot's at, this would be a good area for chickens in the future. So I think what we're going to do is start off with a little portable building. Maybe we can find a repo and we can set it up here, and that'll be something that we can get in out of the wet. I don't want to say a cabin per se because, I don't, we're not going to do anything extravagant with it because we're going to turn it into a chicken coop after we get our house built. So this would be the place for the chicken coop, and then kind of right out through here, most likely we'll have the pen. And I don't know, it may extend over this way a little bit as well. Oh, I left the water hose thing out here. Let me put this back. Just saw that. I found that hole the other day. Face planted right there. Walked right on up into it. I really hate that the cabin is termite infested, but it is what it is, so it's got to come down. I think I already told you we did get our well house fixed, so we're excited to finally have water. We have a spigot right there next to the cleaning station as well, so we got water coming out of there too. The burn pile has gotten much, much bigger since we've gotten a bunch of branches and stuff cleaned off. So one of these days, I think we're going to get a spigot right over here by the well house. And once we get that spigot, and the burn ban is lifted, we'll start planning on having a big old bonfire. I measured out a place for our house site while we were here this past week. And from this pine tree right here to, well, somewhere over here. I think Kyle must have already moved my blocks, but somewhere in here to, yeah, he's already moved all my blocks. He came out today and started working, and that's okay. So anyway, somewhere just past this tree and up to a corner somewhere up there, you know, back to that tree. That's about 2,000 square feet, and this will be our home site. So you'll be able to see, we're going to build a house here, and we'll be able to see pretty much all the property. This will be the front of the house on this side. So we'll be able to see, our chickens will be across that way. And then, I don't know, we want to have goats over here somewhere. And then over here we have that retaining pond for the wildlife. And eventually I'd like to make a pond, you know, increase the size of it, and make a bigger pond, make it deeper, bigger, stock it with some fish so we can go fishing anytime we want to. But this would be the view from the front. We are going to go ahead and get the well house right here. We're going to get it rebuilt. There's a little bit of termite damage there too. So we're going to get that rebuilt probably next year. And then the back of the house would be here. And we're going to put a deck right back here. And then we're going to clean out that wood line right there so that we can see our 24 acres on the other side. And this would be the backyard. So we'll have the deck here and then the backyard. And then I think what we're going to do over here, we're going to take some trees down, clean up all the mess back there in the back. And right along here, we'll build our garage, little shop and a garage. So basically when we come into our property, we'll come in the gate down there, we'll drive up, and then we'll come around, and we'll come around this way and then pull into the shop up there. And then that way we don't have to put any shops or anything up there on that side of the property. So Kyle got all of this cleaned up. If you remember, there was branches and wood and everything. I'm not pointing in the right area. Wood and branches and everything on all of these trees here. So he got the majority of that cleaned up today. And that looks really good. Still a little bit left to do. And then remember, there was cedar tree that I took down. We still have to take that cedar tree down, but there were branches and trees and all that back here. So he got all that cleaned up. So all of that is looking really good. Still got some brush left, a little bit. To be expected. I mean, it's only been one day. He came out here by himself today. He got a lot done. So proud of him. So, still got a lot to clean up over there. There's some stuff to clean up. So yeah, everything looks really good. Look at him up there sitting on the back of the truck. He's tired. Is you tired? We'll go here in a minute. And here's a bunch of the wood he brought up for fire this fall. He cleaned out the little shop in here too. We got, I don't know if I showed, yeah, I think I did. I showed y'all that last time in my last video. But yeah, everything is coming together, y'all. We're so excited. So anyway, thank y'all so much for following along on our journey. like my video, subscribe to see new videos when I post them. And I really appreciate everybody. Traffic going by. It can be a little noisy, but that's okay. Yeah, it'll be all right. Okay, well, everybody have a wonderful week. Until next time.